So how is it going? Dank Division, Dank Dan here, and it's time to talk about what we are going to be seeing in regards to Season 1 of Modern Warfare 3. Ranging from an overhaul in Warzone that'll probably be for the better, to all the things we'll be seeing in multiplayer, and the fact that Zombies is getting much needed love going across the board. So let's dive in. So where do we even begin with this? Well, let's first start with multiplayer. Well, first off, what exactly do we have to look forward to in multiplayer? None other than 4 brand new maps. Now, some of you might be sitting here thinking, okay, 4 new maps. Whoop-de-doo. I make you a bet they're probably... No, not remastered maps, not reimagined maps, new maps. Starting, of course, with Meat. This is a 6v6 map that'll be dropping right at launch, in which case it throws us into the West Coast, right around a butchery. Let's face it, this is a small, compact map that is centered around the East Bay Meat Slaughterhouse, and is going to make tac stance ability combined with, you know, the ability to weave through the complex. Let's face it, this map is not made for long range. This is gonna probably be somewhere in that shipment rust area of close quarters combat with constant, and I do mean constant, lines of fire. Then you have something a little bit more visually stunning. Greece, which will be right at launch, in which case you'll be able to test your skills on this nice little coastal town in, well, guess where? Greece. Where you have the water area off the shore that you'll be able to kind of play around in. You'll have the nice little city center with it being a little bit more medium-sized with, you know, narrow alleyways you can cut through. All these lines of shops. You can dive in the canal or the sea if you want to reposition and sneak around people. And overall, if you've ever played Assassin's Creed or anything along those lines that takes place in the Mediterranean general area, and you know how to maneuver around that, you might have a cutting edge against your opponent. Then we have a map that'll be dropping sometime in season. For those of you who enjoyed Las Almas and enjoyed Modern Warfare 2, it looks like we are going to be bringing back some vibrant colors from that general area south of the United States of America, going all the way down to Rio somewhere in the mid-season. That, of course, being the map called Rio. This map actually is on Rio de Janeiro, in which case you will be battling across this beautiful upscale shopping center where you have close quarters areas throughout the mall, and you have the exterior street which has close to medium range areas. You also have nice little vantage points that you can use to cover the walkway, as well as over a garage and on top of vehicles. Now keep in mind that this is a close quarters map, even though it is slightly big, so shotguns and SMGs are going to be your best friend. Now, we all know that Gunfight is coming back. So what do we have to look forward to? Well, already you have brand new maps. That, of course, being the training facility. Looking very similar to other various training maps that we've seen across time, you have it that this is pretty much a map set in an old warehouse that has now been repurposed into Coney's training facility. In which case you have the second floor area is great for being able to see people and ambush them from above, as well as if you know what you're doing and can pretty much run through the central area, you can get the jump on your opponents. Now, remember how I said Gunfight? Yeah, that's coming back. So for those of you who don't know how Gunfight works, Gunfight pits 2 players against 2 players in a round-based mode, in which case there are no respawns. You get 1 life. All players are assigned the same randomized loadout at the start of each match, meaning same primary, same secondary, same tactical, same lethal, meaning you have no excuse other than your skills. So if you suck with snipers, that's on you. Now, how it works is that each round this time is going to last 40 seconds, with each of the teams attempting to eliminate the other side. Now, if the time runs out and both teams are still alive, you have the overtime flag will spawn in the dead center of the map for 10 seconds. The first team to capture the flag or eliminate the enemy team wins a round. Now, if neither team pulls off the overteam kill, the team with the most health wins. If it's a draw, nobody wins. And you have it that you'll have 5 maps at launch, including the new training facility map, along with 4 maps that are carrying forward from Modern Warfare 2. These, of course, being Alley, Black Site, Exhibit, and for some reason, Shipment. Speaking of which, Shipment dropped today. For those of you who are constantly trying to figure out how you're going to run the camo challenges, well, today's the day and every day after that because Rustment exists. Now, let's dive into something else we will be seeing. This is at launch. A new game mode that I don't remember called All or Nothing. You are deployed with only throwing knives and no ammo. Getting a single elimination will activate the scavenger perk, allowing you to retrieve ammo pickups for your weapon, and the first to get to 20 kills wins. Now, there is plenty of stuff we will be seeing mid-season, ranging from maps to various game modes. First off, Vortex. Now, yes, the image you are seeing on screen is right. That is the ray gun being used in a multiplayer match. I always joked I wanted to see the day that we'd officially get the ray gun. No, not the Cold War blueprint that we saw that one time. The actual ray gun. In this free-for-all mode, yeah, that means everyone's going for fair game. One player is going to spawn in with the notorious Wonder Weapon. Now, keep this in mind. This gun is going to be a one-shot. Now, whoever kills the operator with the ray gun then gains possession of the ray gun. Now, how this works is that this takes place on a mix of multiplayer maps, that of course being Satan's Quarry, Spore Yard, and Tetanus. Tetanus? You know, some variation of classic maps. Now, something else we'll be seeing is a limited time mode right around the holiday season called Cotton's. Now, already looking at that version of Santa, dear Lord, it's called Santa Knots. Now, what you'll have is another set of event challenges that you'll be able to earn rewards and visit classic holiday themed maps. That, of course, being the return of Shipmas, as well as Hangover. Now, another thing we'll be seeing mid-season is Infected. For those of you who don't know how Infected works, how it starts off is that a set number of players spawn into the match, and one person becomes the first infected. Now, the goal of the infected is to infect everyone, leave no one standing. The goal of the survivors is to last as long as conceivably possible. What's better yet is that this time around, and this isn't a Treyarch game, the infected will be zombies. Let that sink in. The zombies will be the infected, which I dare to say is going to make it feel all that much more entertaining. Now, something that I'm surprised wasn't there at day one, because let's face it, it's game mode that people play constantly. Headquarters. How is this not in at day one? So, for those of you who have been lying under a rock and haven't played this mode, how this mode works is that a headquarters will spawn on the map. When the timer hits, your goal is to secure the objective. Once you've secured the objective, all of your respawns are disabled while you're defending the objective, while the attacking team can respawn as much as they want. As long as that headquarters is active, you gain points. Now, keep in mind that similar to Hardpoint, this thing will rotate here, there, and everywhere, and will have it that whoever gets to either a certain set amount of points or the timer runs out determines who wins. Now we have something I'm genuinely excited for, because let's face it, we all have that one person we run Gunfight with, but we also have that squad we run with in multiplayer. And for some of us, we really love Gunfight, and we've always wanted the concept of taking everyone, not just some of us, but all of us, into the lobby. Well, mid-season, ladies and gentlemen, 6v6 Gunfight. Meaning that you will have 6v6 Gunfight on regular maps with every single player, just like the normal Gunfight, having randomized loadouts at the start of each round, and having it that it plays exactly like the regular Gunfight, but as a 6v6 mode. I dare to say this could be really entertaining, or it's going to go to shit fast. Now, some of you might be wondering, hey, Is there anything that we get to look forward to? Well, it seems like Sledgehammer is pulling out all the stops and is actually going to be dropping perks right off the bat. Starting off, of course, with the Assassin Vest, known as the Stealthy Killer. So how exactly does this one work? This one gives you 2 equipment slots, meaning a tactical and a lethal. You get rid of your field upgrade. So for those of you who don't use your field upgrade, this might be for you. You get 3 gear slots, that of course being the gloves, the boots, and your gear. And here's where it gets interesting. This might break the game immediately. Why? Kills don't display skulls. Immune to UAV and enemy radar effects. This includes while stationary. Good luck. Do you know how pissed off people are going to be that now campers are going to see this and go, hey look, I can sit in a corner. Now keep in mind that it says that duplicate effects do not stack, meaning that if you equip Ghost, all you do is gain the effects of the hijacked IFF strobe gear. Now what's better yet is, for the first time in a long time, we will be having streaks added post-launch. First of which, for those of you who remember BO2, say a prayer, God help us all, because when we got the little mosquito drone, my first thought was, I wonder if they're gonna add and I regret even thinking, the Swarm is coming back. For those of you who didn't play BO2, let me explain this. When you call this thing in, a swarm of drones starts flying overhead, and what will happen is they'll just randomly decide to skyrocket from up in the air down to the ground and kill people. Meaning, if you take a poke outside, dead. You have a score streak, hit. You spawn in, dead. And you get 15 kills or 18, almost 1900 points to use this. God help you. However, I dare to say there is something that can be considered as a counter, which I'm surprised we didn't see right off the bat, an EMP. 13 kills, 1600 and change points. For those of you who don't understand what an EMP does, it will negate all enemy kill streaks and equipment, wiping everything. UAVs, counter UAVs, their reticles will be blank. Their everything will be blanked out. It will pretty much be the equivalent of them playing hardcore for however long the EMP lasts. Now, some of you might already be sitting here going, well, since we're playing with fire, where's ranked? Well, ladies and gentlemen, mid-season, you already have it that Treyarch jumped right into it, and they are going to be adding in ranked. Now we'll be learning more about that as time goes on. It will be pretty much similar to how Modern Warfare 2 worked, in which case they will update new rewards. This includes weapons and such when the time comes, because they have still yet to decide the maps, the modes, what's going to be banned, what's not going to be banned, etc. So be on the lookout for that.
Get them to click that subscribe button, Dick. It's the only way we can figure out the numbers. What do the numbers mean, Dick? We're wasting valuable time.